So step 3, now that we have identified insights from data, we need to transform these with visual design. So that's where data visualization charts come in. So you'll have to pick the charts based on insight patterns, not based on what is looking nice. Someone mentioned style over substance. So that's a very important point. You look at the insight pattern, there are 4 common types of insight patterns: comparison, distribution, relationship, and composition. Comparison is where you compare one product to all other products. So that is the pattern of comparison. Distribution is where you look at the spread. For example, you're looking at supplier spend. Is it clustered closely between 25 to 50,000, or is it spread out? And do you have outliers around 10,000 and around 70,000, 80,000? That is the distribution pattern. Relationship is how one factor influences another factor. What drives customer churn? What drives home prices? Is it the locality? Is it the number of the rooms, or is it the pandemic? So there are several factors which drive. You have to establish the relationship. Number 4 is composition. What are the parts of a whole? If customers are buying 4 products, what is their spend relative to each of these? Credit cards, auto loans, mortgages. What is the composition? Share of wallet. All of these are composition patterns. So these are the 4 patterns. Each question we looked at, the business questions we looked at, they could fall into one or more of these patterns. And based on the pattern, you'll have to pick the visual. How do you pick the visual based on the pattern? Here's a good cheat sheet. If you look at the comparison pattern, which is there on the top, it shows the likely charts that you could pick: bar chart, the Mary-Mecco chart, or spider chart. And there are several charts depending on, again, the user's data literacy. Do you want to go with with a bar chart or a spider chart? That determines it. Distribution, histogram, the scatter plot, and all of these are useful charts for that. For composition, you could have a stat bar, the waterfall chart, and the dreaded pie chart. If you have 2 or 3 divisions, that's fine. Don't go beyond that. And relationship, when you have 2 or more variables, you have the XY plot or a bubble chart. These are useful for showing relationship. Pick the charts based on the pattern, based on the users, and then you use them to answer the questions. So here's a quick example for comparison and distribution. We were trying to answer the question, what were the most popular birthdays in the US with over 25 years of data? It's laid out like this. So you have the different months on the rows and days of the month on the other axis. Any cell which is shaded dark shows more births, lighter shades of fewer births. What jumps out at you? There are most births in the month of September. August, September seems to be very popular, a lot of dark shaded cells, which means that the consumption season is a holiday season. But most births don't happen during the holiday season, during the Thanksgiving week or during the Christmas week. Why? Most births in the US are C-section, so it's easy to move them by a couple of days. So health professionals perhaps don't want to spoil their holidays, so they move it around. And it's not just health professionals, even the parents don't want their kids born on, say, the April Fool's Day or on the 13th of any month. But by the way, Valentine's Day is very popular, 14th of February. So this is how you can use simple visuals to show the comparison and distribution pattern we talked about. We'll skip this again. This I'll share as a link. Do go through. This is a very interesting case study on handling cargo. And this talks about relationship and composition. By the way, there are several interactive visualization libraries you can use for picking charts. This is one example. You choose the pattern or you give some preferences. It shows the likely charts you can pick.